feel alright. Saying, let's get together and feel alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks. There is one question I'd really love to ask. Is there a place for the hopeless sinners who has hurt all mankind? Just save his own belief. One love. What about a one arm? One heart. What about let's get together and feel alright? As it was in the beginning. One love. So shall it be in the end. One heart. Alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One more thing. Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. So when the man comes, there will be no doom. Have pity on those whose chances grow thin. There ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation. Saying, one love. What about the one? What about the let's get together and feel alright? I'm saying to mankind. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord who has hurt all mankind. Just save his own belief. One love. What about a one arm? One heart. What about let's get together and feel alright? As it was in the beginning. One love. So shall it be in the end. One heart. Alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One more thing. Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. So when the man comes, there.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening to my Japanese friends and people, and good morning to my African family and my African friends and people in Africa. Welcome to Jafric Radio, and the show is the chat room. But before I go on to our discussion today, in this studio, it's going to be special because my guest in the house today is a very educated, handsome, strong, and well-known person in the house. And he's from Malawi. Yes, I will say that. That's the only hint I can give. But before that, let me acknowledge some of my sponsors that I have in the house. Well, this program is always brought to you by Bayside Modeling Agency. Bayside Modeling Agency.
This is Jafric Radio.
Tokyo downtown. If you're in abroad or you're in Japan and you want to, enroll into modeling, acting, narrating, and stuff, please contact Bayside Modeling Agency. You can Google us, Bayside Modeling Agency Tokyo, and you will have our information. And also, we have Frankello, the Ghana #1 nutrition food is on the market. It's on the market right now. If you need some, please contact Jafric Radio, and we will help you to get some. We have Tom Brown, we have the wheat mix, and also we have the rice mixed. When was it? Yesterday I tried the wheat mix, and my brother, let me tell you, the food was very nice. I'll also ask my my guest if he has tried Tom Brown before. Okay, let's move on. English. Yes. If you are in Japan and you want your kid to learn English, the only school that I, Samuel Nanaya Pop or Diniho Inti Ening, recommends you is Joyful English Conversation School in Chiba Prefecture area. We have two schools in Chiba. We have the Nodashi Shimizu School, and we also have the Kashiwashi Matsubacho School. You can call Mr. Kobayashi on phone number 047-100-0032 for the Nodashi Shimizu School. And also you can call 047-151-5909 for the Matsubacho School. We operate from Mondays to Saturdays, after school 3:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. The only English school that I can recommend you for your children and also for business people. Okay, let's move on. Once again, thank you for logging in or tuning in into Jafric Radio and also watching Jafric Radio. Okay, so we're back in the house. So today in the house, my guest from Malawi is Mr. Louis. Hello, Mr. Louis. Good evening.
Oh, good evening.
How are you doing today?
Oh, very well, thank you.
Yeah. I welcome you to Jafric Radio. I think today's the first time to come to our studios, right?
Yes, sure. Yes.
But we have been friends for almost about
20 years. I
about
think.
20 years, right? Yeah. Viewers, I know Mr. Louis for the past 20 years. You know, he is a very, very gentleman, very educated, and he has a lot to tell us, the youth, about, you know, life, about education. He has a lot to educate us today. So please, what I want you to do, call a friend, share, just, you know, WhatsApp your friends. Our daddy is in the house, you know. The knowledge of Africa is in Jafric Radio right now. So he's going to give us, we are going to talk a lot about his life. So, once again, sir, welcome to the studio.
Well, thank you very much for having me and inviting me to speak about myself and about my experiences.
Thank you, sir. Before we go on, I know you, and I think my viewers don't know you so much. So can you please introduce yourself, please?
Well, as you say, I was born in Malawi,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm the firstborn of 12 children.
12?
Yes, because in those days, people used to have a lot of children.
Mm-hmm.
And we are talking about the time before the Second World War.
Mm-hmm.
We are 8 boys and 4 girls. Unfortunately, 2 died in infancy.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Sorry for
of
that.
malaria, but the rest of us grew into adulthood.
Mm.
Now, both my parents had trained as teachers,
Wow.
but my mother never worked a single day as a teacher. She became a housewife straight away.
Okay.
It's my father who worked
Okay.
as a teacher.
Okay.
He was teaching English,
Right.
so I learned my English from him.
Back in Malawi. Those
Back
days.
in Malawi, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So you were 12 in number,
12.
and you are the eldest.
I'm the eldest.
If you don't mind, may I know your age?
Oh,
Please.
well, that's all right. I'm 82 years old.
What? 82 years old.
82
It's
years,
here for Motiye.
82 years old. 82
Young papa
plus.
Nanya. In fact, 82. Daddy, yeah, can you please stand up? Charlie, Bema, DJ. Audio chain. I know. Miam no muhu awodeno. Nyamia ebio. She. Onkoye onye she. Mr. Lewis is 82 years old and he is strong.
82
Even
years old.
I would say maybe he's stronger than me.
Oh, it's all right.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay,
I'm
Daddy,
very
please,
healthy.
please have a seat. Before, you see, I told you when we're having the meeting, even this 82 years old can even start now, and then when we finish the program, we can talk about this for 1 hour.
I was born before the war, so.
How come you're still strong like this?
Well, perhaps genes, some people say,
Right.
but also living, how shall I say, a moderate life. You know.
A moderate life.
Yes, I mean, don't drink too much,
Right. Uh-huh.
don't play too much.
If you say drink, I understand.
Alcohol.
Okay. But
Yes.
when you say play, you don't go to the gym, you don't go to play basketball or...
Oh, no,
what kind of play?
no. Those exercises are very good.
Good,
Yes,
okay.
except that in my case,
Right.
I was more interested in books. So I actually never did any sports whatsoever.
Right.
Yes. So I only go to the gym,
Mm-hmm.
or I run a few kilometers.
Right.
You know, in the morning and evening.
Right.
And now I go to the gym and
Do some weightlifting.
weightlifting.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it sort of strengthens my
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
my bones and
Right.
yes.
So, you from Malawi, you were born in Malawi. Your daddy was a teacher,
Yes.
and he taught you how to learn. He taught you English.
Yes.
Okay. Can you please tell us much about your childhood? How you were brought up back home in Malawi, sir.
Well, I was born in a typical Malawian village.
Hi.
I was not born in a city at all.
Which city? I mean, which village? What's the name?
Oh, it's called Masanjala village in
Masanjala.
Yes, in southern Malawi.
Masanjala. Hi.
But there was a primary school there
Mm-hmm.
from the very beginning. When I was born, there was already a primary school.
Wow. That was in 19.
Well, I was born in 1939, but this school had been founded way before that, in the 1920s.
Wow.
Perhaps, yes.
Yes.
So a lot of people from Masanjala are fairly highly educated,
Okay.
had a sort of a good beginning
Okay.
in their education. And this school, this primary school, in fact, has produced doctors and even a bishop, an archbishop.
Wow. From
Yes.
Masanjara village
School.
school.
Yes,
He's going.
yes.
Hi.
So, it has produced professors.
So it's like one of the most famous or oldest primary
It's
school.
one of the oldest, yes. I can't say it's the most famous,
Right.
But, the people who know from that part of the world
Right.
know that it's produced a lot of educated people.
Wow. And you
Yes.
were one of them. sir.
And I happen to be one of them, yes.
Wow. So, when we were having our discussion, it's like you went to. How did you end up going to England?
Well, that's a long story because in Malawi,
Yes, sir.
used to be called Nyasaland.
Nyasaland.
Yes, just like Ghana used to be called Gold,
Gold Coast.
Coast. Yes,
Nyasaland.
yes. Under the British, it was Nyasaland.
How do we spell Nyasaland? Nya?
N-Y
Uh-huh.
A-S-A.
Land. Okay. I get it.
Nyasaland, yes.
Nyasaland. Okay.
And of course, in those days, there was also Zambia was called Northern Rhodesia,
Mm-hmm.
and Zimbabwe was called Southern Rhodesia.
Wow.
And these three countries were at one time one country.
Malawi, Zambia,
and Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
Were at one point one country under the British.
Wow, Malawi.
Yes.
Today we are going to learn Malawi, Zambia,
and Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Zimbabwe. Hi.
So the university was in now Harare.
Hi.
Yes. Now the one that is called the University of Zimbabwe was a university for this area.
Okay.
Okay. And at that time it was a university, an overseas branch of London University.
Oh.
You see,
right.
During colonial times,
right,
London University opened branches in the colonies.
Okay.
Okay. So the University of Ghana
right.
was a branch of London University.
Okay, I didn't know.
It was called University of the Gold Coast.
Before?
Yes, at Legon.
It's here for Pajon Munim sa history. Clement Munim. And
Makerere in Uganda was an overseas college of London University.
Okay.
For East Africa.
Okay.
And you can go on. Malaya, University of Malaya was a branch of London University. And so on.
So they have a lot of this.
In those days, yes.
In those days.
So in fact, instead of going to London, you went to your local college, which was an overseas branch, and you got a London University degree.
No, yeah, it makes sense.
And then, of course, after independence, the colleges also became independent. Yeah.
So
I went to now Harare. Now the University of Zimbabwe.
Right.
Yeah. And took my London University degree there.
Hi.
And because we were one country, after finishing, I went to what is now Zambia, Northern Rhodesia, to work on the copper mines.
Copper?
Yes.
Oh, yes, they have a lot of copper, yeah.
You know, Zambia is a very, very big copper mining country.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And it is from there I left to go to Oxford University in England.
Wow.
To do graduate study.
Oh, to do your PhD?
Yes.
So now, what is your education qualification?
Well, I have got a doctorate in political economy from Oxford University.
Political
economy. Yes.
In Oxford.
Yes, it's politics and economics.
So your name is Dr. Luis.
I think that's what you should call me.
But you've never told me, Daddy. I just know you as Mr. Luis, because you were so humble. You told me my name is Luis, and that was all.
Yeah, well, in Japan, one doesn't really use doctor this, doctor that.
I'm so sorry, sir.
It's all right. You are forgiven.
Thank you, sir. So how old were you when you went to England, sir?
I was 24. Wait, 1964. I was 25.
25 years old.
Yes.
And this was
1964.
Hey, Daddy, I was not born. Dr. Luis went to London in 1964.
As a graduate student.
As a graduate student.
Yes, I had already finished. I had also worked for some years. I had finished my undergraduate and worked.
Yes.
And then I went to Oxford University.
Oxford University.
Yes.
So I think those days, I mean, like in 1960, in the 60s, 50s and 60s, back in Britain and maybe let's say in America, they had all this, taints of racism and that thing. How did you face any racism in Oxford University?
Oh yes, there was something of that. But you see, when I went to the university, I stayed in the university dormitory.
Yes, sir.
You might call it dormitory. It's a hall of residence, and in there it was mixed. And
This is Jafric Radio.
In my college, I think in my time, only two Africans. It was myself and, in fact, another Ghanaian.
Was it Dr. Kwame Nkrumah?
No. Kwame Nkrumah was already Prime Minister. It was Dr. Sylvester Awuye, but you probably don't know him. He's
Sylvester
Awuye.
Awuye.
Yes, he's retired and lives in Geneva.
Awoye. A tree. Awoye.
Yeah, but the spelling, he spells it Awuye.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Awoye in tree. It means
Yes.
it's good to have to bring to born and to have birth.
Yeah, but he's in Nzima.
Nzima.
Yes, he's in
Okay.
Nzima. Yes, on the Togo side.
Those days, Nzima people were very clever because Dr. Kwame Nkrumah too is from Nzima.
Nzima, yes, I know that. So, we're the two of us.
Okay.
And
the only two Africans, or the only two black.
The only two blacks.
In 1964, in Oxford University.
No, not in the whole university. In my college.
Okay. All right.
Who had been admitted in my college. But also, something that will surprise you. You may, I can't say may remember because you are not born. Yes, but there was Preventive Detention Act in Ghana, right? They used, under Nkrumah.
Right.
There was no opposition.
Yes.
There was only one party, CPP.
Yes, those days, yes, CPP,
Yes.
yeah.
And if you started, you get locked up.
Yes.
And Professor Busia,
who
was leader of the opposition.
Right.
Okay, the opposition was dismantled.
Right.
And Professor Busia ran away, left for England.
Yeah.
Professor Busia had himself been a graduate of Oxford University, a PhD in Oxford. And he was at St. Anthony's at the same time as me.
Really?
Yes.
So you have met Dr. Busia before?
I was dining and lunching with him every day.
Hey, God awful. And then Jeffrey Grado,
Yes.
President Busia.
Yes. Professor
On the papa
Busia,
way, I to say did that. It was Oxford University. Now the schoolmate.
Yeah.
I would say.
No, he was a senior.
He was a senior.
He had already got his PhD.
Yes.
But because he had left
and came back.
And was given a place, as a senior, to teach other students.
Right.
Yes.
So he was a professor at the school.
Yes.
Okay.
And but we were sort of, I was a graduate student.
Yes.
And we dined, together in college. Yeah.
Wow.
So I knew him quite well.
I'm blessed. Jeffrey Grady, we are blessed today. Wow. So, meeting all these, people in Oxford University, that is in England.
Well, before, you said, you're asking me about racialism and so on. Of course there is, staying in college, didn't really matter very much, but it's when you moved to find accommodation outside the college. Yes, that's where
the problem starts.
Problem started of trying to get a landlady to accept a black student. So that's.
So did you one time try to leave outside?
Oh yes. Usually you only stayed in college 2 years, and then you're asked to give room to new students and to move out.
Wow.
And yes, and so and you met this kind of thing until you found a landlady or a landlord who would accept a black student.
So what type of difficulties did you go through? How long did it take you to get an apartment those days?
Oh well, we sort of knew in advance. You said, don't go to this house, don't go to that house. Sort of, other students, black students,
right.
Sort of,
they give you that
would help
information.
You in advance. Yes. So that was some difficulty.
So what was, the most interesting story that you had, or the experience that you had during your stay in Oxford University?
Well, for me, it was inviting Malcolm X.
Who?
Malcolm X, the American.
Malcolm X.
Yes.
If
The
if I'm
American
not mistaken,
revolutionary.
the Malcolm X that I know is Malcolm X, who was fighting for the freedom for black people in America.
That man, yes.
I think we have if there's a video, but before the video, there's a picture of Dr. Louis and Malcolm X. Can you please show that video picture? Can we see? We cannot see it here. Yeah. Okay. If it is ready, there you let me know, Clement. It's on. about how you met Malcolm X.
Yes. So I walked into the restaurant and sat at a table by myself. And Malcolm X sat at a table by himself. And of course, you know, everyone else was white. Because in those days, this is not the new Africa.
Yes.
This was still old Africa,
Yes.
where Europeans were everywhere in Africa, yes. So I decided, I walked over to him and said, oh, may I join you? You see, you know, I'm alone there, you are alone here, so, you know. I noticed, you know, a fellow, you know,
Black person, yeah.
Yes. He said, oh, yeah, go ahead. And in the course of the conversation,
Yes, sir.
okay, I came to, you know, introduce myself, and he introduced himself, and he was my hero. Even for me, he was already my hero.
Just like me now.
Yes, he was already my hero.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I had learned a lot about his, you know, the Black Muslim movement.
Yes.
And Elijah Muhammad.
Yes.
And I knew that he'd been traveling in, you know, in the Muslim world. Yes, all that I knew, and you know, I talked to him. So I think we became friends. You know, that night we talked a long time.
How was his
This is Jafric
reaction
Radio.
towards you? I mean, when you sat on the table.
Well, you know, the fact that I think he wanted to know the Africans in Africa.
Right.
So it was a welcome. I was welcome.
Right.
Yes, because he wanted to know Africans.
Okay.
Somebody comes here and said, "Oh, I'm from these parts," you know. That's what he came. You know, he wanted to learn about. So that he also asked me about, you know, about the politics of that area. Yes, and you know, it's after, you know, it's during this conversation, they invited him to Oxford.
Wow.
Yes, I said, please, I would like to invite you to arrange, when I get to Oxford, to arrange for a debate, because Oxford is famous for debating.
Okay.
Yeah, and he accepted immediately and said,
So
"All right."
I think there's also a video of Malcolm X during that day. I mean, the 1964.
Yes.
That debating
Is the
program was organized
yes
by you.
It was organized by the society.
Society,
you know,
but
yes,
it's
but I initiated
all that
the invitation.
invitation.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Clemsy, can you play that video? It's about 10 minutes, but we just play about 1 or 2 minutes, just a few of it, and maybe you can put it, you know, at the side when whilst we are talking. And there's a video too that Oxford debating, or the
Yes, I'm in that video, but you can't see me. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I think the video, the video is now playing.
Yes.
Yeah. So
That as long as a white man does it, it's all right.
1964.
A black man is supposed to have no feelings.
No, it's okay. December 3rd,
1964.
64.
Yeah.
December 3rd, 1964.
And that the picture you just showed was also, you know, me, you know, on December 3rd.
It was the
When we
same
were
day
going- yes, we were going to
to
the debating
hall.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So, Daddy, I'm so blessed today. I'm so blessed, viewers. I'm so blessed. Today we are talking to Dr. Luis. He is the man that Malcolm X mentioned in his a book. Is called The Diary. Right. I think there's another picture of the book. Clemsy, can you show that? Yes. Yeah, The Diary of Malcolm X. If we didn't have the inside pictures, if I think it's page
The October, the entry on for October 5.
the October 5th
Yes.
entry, he mentioned
He
about
said, I met Louis Intenda of Zambia.
Right.
Yes.
Those days it was called Zambia.
Well, I had flown in from Zambia.
Zambia.
So it just
Okay,
Zambia.
okay.
Yes, yes.
Oh my goodness. So, Daddy, we're still on. Okay, so this book, if someone want to get some, how can someone get some to buy?
No, I think it's available.
It's available all over the place. If you go on the net, Amazon,
Yes.
you can get the book. Fellows, please, viewers, please, if you go on Amazon and you dial in the Diary of Malcolm X, and please go to the October
5th.
the October 5th section, 1964, and then you will see
my name there.
I'm sorry, Dr. Louis' name in that book, because this is a very famous video, Malcolm X debating in Oxford, London, because it was just before when he died.
It was 5 months before he died. Yes.
5 months before he died. So this video has really very important video.
Yes.
Yeah, and this gentleman here with us at Jafric Radio Studios is the man that arranged this whole event to come on. I've knew Dr. I always call him Mr. I'm so sorry, sir. Dr. Louis for almost 20 years, but I didn't know that he was a great man like this. Daddy, please let us know more about you.
Well, I think that's about all. Well, you see, I finished my doctorate.
Right.
And went to Nigeria to teach.
Oh.
Because my ambition all my life, I think perhaps because of my father had been a teacher.
Okay.
My father first wanted me to be a priest.
Like a priest, like a Roman priest?
Yes, because we are Roman Catholics.
Okay. But why did he want to be a priest?
Well, because I was first born. It was like Abraham sacrificing Isaac.
Okay.
Giving Isaac to God.
Right.
Yes. So, and I went to the seminary.
Mm-hmm.
But as I grew up, I didn't really sort of fancy being a priest.
Why? May I know?
Well, it didn't seem attractive, attractive for my life. So,
okay.
Yeah.
But sir,
yes.
if you should have been a priest,
yes,
you are not in this.
I would not be
in this studio with us today. So we thank God that you didn't choose being a Roman Catholic priest.
Yes.
Eh? He could have, but he didn't. So we are lucky.
Right, yes. So when I left the seminary and went to one of the secondary schools, the government secondary schools in Malawi.
Okay.
In Nyasaland at the time.
Yes, sir.
Yes, where I finished my high school and then went to the university in now Zimbabwe and then Oxford.
Mm-hmm.
By that time, I now wanted to be a professor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow.
So I went to teach at university in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
And then spent 6 years there.
6 years in Nigeria? Which university, sir?
It was called Ahmadu Bello University in northern Nigeria.
Northern Nigeria?
Yes.
For 6 years?
Yes.
Wow. Hi.
And actually during that time I visited Ghana again,
You went to Ghana?
I went to Legon, yes, and visited my old friend Professor Busia.
Busia.
Yeah.
When was that?
Because by that time he had come back to Ghana, and in the elections his political party had won.
Okay.
And Mensah was his finance minister. And so I attended the first parliamentary debate where Mensah was presenting his budget in 1972 or 71.
1972, dear Daddy.
I think 1972 or 71.
I was born. I was 1 year old or 2 years old.
Oh, I see. Okay. I was listening to a debate in the Ghanaian parliament, yes. So, and then, of course, because in the British Commonwealth,
right, Hey.
People move around.
Yes, Commonwealth countries.
Yes. In particular universities, you move around. I decided to, I was leaving Nigeria, and my next posting was in Hong Kong. I went to the.
Oh, okay, Daddy, before we go to Hong Kong, the story in Hong Kong. In Nigeria,
Yes.
you were there for 7 years.
No, 6.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 6 years in Nigeria. And you were a teacher.
Yes.
I mean, a lecturer
Yes.
in the university.
Yes.
So how was the lifestyle during those, years, in the, was in the, which year now?
So it's from 1970. You see, the civil war in Nigeria, 1966 to 19, ended in January 1970. The Biafran.
Biafran War, yeah.
War. Yes.
The Igbos.
Yes. Okay. And it's in that year, after January 1970, the Nigerian government put up a big program called, post-war reconstruction. Okay. And there were a lot of jobs. They needed a lot of
foreigners.
Yes. And one of them, of course, was to expand the universities, particularly in the north. And I was, in that sort of group.
Okay.
Yes, reconstruction.
Yeah, I remember I was a little boy.
And a lot of Ghanaians.
Yes.
And so we found jobs.
Okay.
Ghanaians, Malawians, a lot of, Africans moved to Ghana.
To Nigeria.
To Nigeria.
Yes.
Yes. For reconstruction, yes. And the salaries were very good.
Yeah, I remember. Some of my uncles went to Nigeria those days, late 70s, early 80s to work.
Yes, the 70s work, yeah. They were very, very good. And that's how I ended up in Nigeria.
Okay.
And, but of course, the politics didn't quite end that way, because in 1976, there were a lot of military coups, attempted coups, yes. And there was one attempted coup in 1976. When I say attempted, it's because it failed. But when it failed, even though the, Murtala Mohammed, the military boss, was killed in the coup. Okay. So the North, Murtala Mohammed was from the North. And the North went up in arms again, trying to kick out, foreigners and so on. And we thought, a lot of us thought the situation was
getting bad,
unstable. And that's the main reason I left Nigeria.
Okay.
I applied.
And then you moved to Ghana.
No.
The visit
to Hong Kong. Oh, the Ghanaian visits were short, during holidays.
Okay.
Also, for research and to meet other, friends I had met in Oxford.
In Oxford.
Because Ghanaians, there were a lot of Ghanaians at Oxford in the 60s.
Okay.
Yes.
So you met Dr. Busia and also your friend Emisa.
Well, there were a lot of, George Hagan and Professor Asimeng. And if you've been, they were all, teachers at Legon.
My father too was a lecturer in Legon.
Okay.
African Studies.
Yes, and George Hagan was in African Studies.
Yeah. In the 70s.
Right.
His name is Professor Benjamin Akusa Ening.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he and Dr. Isiama and this recently he just passed out Professor Nketia.
Oh, Nketia, yes.
Yes, they were in the same group.
Nketia,
yeah.
Yes, okay. So your father was educated in America then?
Yes.
That's
How did you know?
That's why I didn't know him. Because if he'd been educated in UK, in Oxford, I would have known.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, sugoi. So after that, then you went to Hong Kong.
I went to Hong Kong, yes. And
what took you to Hong Kong from Nigeria?
Well, purely by accident, because there was an advertisement at the right time,
Okay.
and advertising for someone, for a job that I was actually looking for.
Oh wow.
Yes, and when I applied, they replied, positively, almost immediately, and I shipped my family. They arranged tickets and so on
Okay.
with me, because I married in Nigeria.
So your wife is a Nigerian?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and we had sort of 3 children.
Oh wow.
Yes,
All the way from east
east to west.
to west to
Right.
go.
That's Pan-Africanism.
Yeah.
Yes.
We came all the
In
way from
practice.
Africa all the way to far east.
Right. So I took them all to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Yes. And I stayed in Hong Kong for 5 years.
Mm. Daddy, you know what? I just thought about something.
Yes.
When you started your story,
Yes.
and at a point you said your daddy wanted you to become
A
a
priest.
priest because he wanted you to sacrifice you to God as Abraham did for Isaac.
Abraham was ready to
slaughter
sort of,
Isaac.
Yes.
But in some way, in your daddy's, maybe in his spirit,
Yes.
he did that to God. So even you didn't become a priest, but you see like your lifestyle or your life was just like from point to point. No struggling. That's what I just thought. Is that true?
Well, perhaps in a way, yes. Although there have been
There should be some, obstacles,
yes,
but
yes, there have been obstacles, but
that's what I
I've
just
been
felt.
able to overcome.
That's what I just felt.
Yes. I've
So-
been able to overcome.
Let's continue your story, sir. And
Yeah.
then from Hong Kong.
Yes. So from Hong Kong, I came to Japan.
Oh.
Yes. So I didn't come straight from Africa or from UK. Yeah. And I'd already met, Japanese in Oxford, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how did you end up from Hong Kong to Japan? Was it? I mean, from Nigeria to Hong Kong was a business trip or business or job.
Yes.
But from Hong Kong to Japan, how did it?
It-
What
it-
was the
it-
connection?
Oh, it was also to work because my Hong Kong students used to get Mombusha scholarships.
Mombusho. Hi.
Yes, to do graduate studies at
Hi.
Waseda or Keio or ICU. Yes. And I had visited Japan in 1978, 1979.
Wow.
Just to find out how they were performing. Yes. So I had been familiarized with,
right.
and Japanese culture began to interest me. So I met, someone.
Which part of the culture did you get interested into?
No, well, perhaps because I didn't understand the language. It was, just a gentle, very gentle people.
Right.
Yeah,
I like that.
right.
Once again, what people?
Gentle.
Aha.
Yes, very gentle people, very polite, very respectful. So, and I thought, well, and my Chinese students would say, "Sir,
Come to China.
you must, come to Japan." And
Oh, they asked you to come to Japan
yes,
instead.
yes, they
Okay.
used to tell me, they said, it's a great country. Yes.
How was
If
the
you have-
look? Sorry, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, if you have to go to any other country, choose Japan.
So the Chinese students were telling you.
Yes.
They didn't ask you to go to China.
No. Well,
By then, how was the
mainland
economics
Chi-
in China?
Well, mainland China, it was still very communist, of course, and Hong Kong was on the edge of conversion, in about 20 years' time, Hong Kong would change to mainland China. And the Chinese in Hong Kong were already preparing, putting their insurance by taking out foreign citizenship like Canada or Puerto Rico. Yes. So, they were, in a way, a lot of anti-communists. Yeah. They would not have encouraged me.
When you moved from, let's say, Hong Kong to Japan, that was in the 80s?
81 to be
81.
precise.
81,
Yes.
that was 81.
So this is now my 40th year because this is 21.
40 years in Japan?
Yes.
Hey! Wow. So, sir, yes, I really want to know this. What has changed in Japan, like 40 years ago and now, this modern Japan that we have everything glass and coin, we have everything modernized? What is the change? Can you please take us back to school a little bit?
Well, perhaps it's something that will interest young people like you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When I first visited, Japan, he was sitting on the train and just looking around, or in the street. There was no holding of hands. People didn't seem to hold hands.
Like to hold a friend's hand?
Yes.
Okay.
You could see that this is boy and girl.
Mm.
Okay, the way they were just behaving. But there was no show of emotion, public emotion. Okay, and that struck me, because in Hong Kong, the Chinese would sort of be walking in the street, holding hands and so on. But in Japan, no. Yes, and I was being told that in Japan you can't say I love you. You can't say that. Even if you love the person.
Well, 80s だからまあいいとして。
Even if you.
So what do you have to tell the lady if you like him? I mean, if you like her.
Perhaps
Write a letter or.
No, not even in the letter. You can't say in the letter.
So how can you express? How do they express themselves to women those days?
Indirect, they say that if you want to say, will you marry me? You say something like, can we have, can we share breakfast?
Okay, わかりました。Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember something like that.
An indirect way to say, okay, to share breakfast means that we have slept together.
And in the morning we are eating. It makes sense.
Yeah. I would like to cook breakfast for you.
Wow.
Then the girl, it means I love you, I want to marry you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also someone told me that,
Yes.
as you said, in those days they don't say I love you or something. But you can tell a lady, as you said, like, prepare me breakfast or 俺に味噌汁を作ってください.
Yeah, soup.
Make me a miso soup. Then that means I have an interest in you.
Yes.
So giving you a breakfast, that means, yes.
So this kind of very indirect way.
Right.
Yeah. I found that
It's unique, huh?
I found that
fascinating. Yeah.
Yes. But it doesn't happen, anymore. Is it yesterday or the day before yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
When Mr. Komuro said, "Aishiteru."
Oh yes.
In the public,
It has changed in 40 years.
In public conference, saying,
I love my wife.
I love my wife. That, to me,
How did it sound to you?
Shock.
Oh.
I said, wow, that's a real change.
Yeah.
Yes, Japan has changed.
Japan has changed.
Yeah. This is not the Japan I knew.
Wow.
You could not really say, even in private, you could not even say,
right?
I stayed.
Make me Breakfast. From make me a breakfast to I love you. In 40 years.
Or sobani, eat a sheet or car.
Oh yeah. So
you know, I would like to be near you.
So
that's all. So I like to
and
be
then
near
the
you.
person would like,
they would think
they will understand.
This is love, yes.
Yes. So in Africa, if you go to come and cook breakfast for me, he will cook breakfast for you. Nothing will happen. I'm lying.
No, but so it's social change.
Wow, that's very, very interesting though.
But in terms of economics, it has gone, because there was a bubble, I came through when the country was okay, normal, and then there was this big bubble.
That was like 80.
In the 80s,
84, 85, going to 90s.
Yes, everybody felt rich.
I came here in 89.
Oh, that was,
just
before it crashed.
Yes.
So the bubble was really very, very happy, interesting time.
How was the bubble for you?
It was very good for me.
Did you make a lot of money?
Yes.
So
I had a beso in Minami Izu.
Wow! Now
I sold it because I got poor.
Minami Izu, they have a beso. That's great.
I had the second
hey,
okay.
Viewers and listeners, you are listening to Jafric Radio, and the program is the chat room. Today in the house is Dr. Luis from Malawi, the man that Malcolm X mentioned his name in his diary. We want to go for like a minute of break. Sir, is there any song, music that you want us to play for you? I thought when we were having the meeting, you told me that you got one song.
I don't really know whether you have it on your records. Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. Okay, I think DJ Clemsy has it. Yeah. DJ Clemsy, you have it there, so you can play. Yeah. Then, Daddy, are we going to dance or we just listen?
Oh no, for me it's just listening. It's just listening.
Oh my goodness, I'm so happy today. So, is it ready, sir? Okay, viewers and listeners, listen to the music, Jerusalem.
Jerusalem, ikayalami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana. Jerusalem, ikayalami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana. Dawo yami ayikholana, buso wami awukholana, ilondoloze, zuhambe nami. Dawo yami ayikholana, buso wami awukholana, ilondoloze. Dawo yami ayikholana, buso wami awukholana, ilondoloze.
Yeah, Jerusalem. What is the meaning of Jerusalem?
Not just Jerusalem is the next is heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the image of heaven.
So you understand the lyrics of the song? Is it?
It's Zulu.
Zulu. You understand Zulu?
I don't understand Zulu, but I've learned that it's about heaven.
Oh yeah. But Jerusalem is about heaven.
Yes.
Oh, that's why your daddy wanted you to become a priest, or daddy.
So I think the priestly feelings are still there.
Wow. So, Daddy, Well, you move. What age did you get married? You said in.
Oh, I was 33 when I married, but I divorced.
Mm-hmm.
We divorced in Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong, yeah.
Yeah.
So you came to Japan. You were not married.
I was not married,
Mm-hmm.
but later my children came to live with me.
Okay.
You
In
know,
Japan.
In Japan, yes.
Oh wow. So where are they now, please?
Well, we all scattered.
Okay.
My eldest daughter
Uh-huh.
is a lawyer in Melbourne,
Oh, Australia.
Yes,
She's a lawyer.
she's a lawyer.
Hey, wow, that's nice.
And my second daughter
Mm-hmm.
is a research medical scientist
Mm-hmm.
in London.
Okay.
And my son is an IT specialist
Oh wow.
in New York.
In New York. So they're all over the world.
One over, yes.
Yes, you are Abraham.
I'm here.
You're Abraham. You see, God told Abraham that you you all over the world. You see, Daddy, you see. I said it. You should have become a pastor.
Okay, that's indirect there.
Do you go to church? I want to invite you to my church one day. I'll come and pick you from home.
Not quite. The church is inside.
Inside you, hallelujah.
Yes.
So, Daddy, so now are you
Yes.
single or do you have any?
Yes. Now I have. I've been very lucky.
How lucky?
That last year,
Last year,
at the age of 81,
at the age of 81,
I found a fiancé, Japanese
Nani?
fiancé. A Japanese-
81.
Yes.
You found a fiance.
Yes.
Wow.
I found love.
You found a new love.
Yes.
Charlie, give it up, give it up. Yay. Wow.
Yes. So.
And who
So,
is?
Oh, she's a Japanese lady.
Oh.
Right.
Wow. So what language do you use? You speak in Japanese or
We speak a part in Japanese and English. She's fluent in English
oh,
and she's fluent in German.
in German?
She's as international as I am.
Hallelujah.
And so we speak in. I don't speak German, so we only speak English and Japanese.
Okay. I
Yes.
speak some German though.
All right, you speak to her. In
We
German.
call it Good Morgen.
That's about all. She speaks more than that.
That's the only.
I also speak on a good morning. But
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I speak Good Morgen and I forgot.
Yes. So.
Oh, beautiful.
So I think one should never give up.
One should
she
never
tells
give
me
up.
That at any age.
Wow. I was
there
supposed
is
to
hope.
ask you,
Yes.
like, what is your message to the youth, the black youth, the African youth, the black people, the black youth,
No, I think just to all youth.
all youth?
Yes, is that you must have a dream.
You must have a dream.
Okay, and if you have an obstacle in your dream, try to go over the obstacle.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hit through the obstacle,
Mm.
round the obstacle,
Mm.
under the obstacle.
Mm.
If you can't get through all these, then change your dream. It means that there's something, change your dream.
Right.
But always have a dream.
Have a dream.
Yes.
Just like Martin Luther King said, I have a dream.
A dream, yes.
So
Have a
you should
dream.
get a dream.
Yes, but try to realize that dream.
Right.
Not just have a dream and sit down.
Yes.
Yes. And things do work. Things do work out.
So, Daddy, your fiance, how did you meet her? That's my last question.
Oh, that's a very we met actually on 9/11.
9/11, that's September 11.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
On
Last year.
on a plane.
On the plane.
Yeah. It's like the 9/11 in America, right?
Right.
Yes, we met on a plane. 9/11 on a plane.
Wow. Flying from where to where?
Well, I was flying from Japan to Hong Kong.
Okay.
She was flying from Japan to London.
Uh-huh.
And we we were sitting next to each other.
Okay.
Yes.
And what came to your mind?
Well, actually, no, just watching her, you know, reading, you know.
A book.
Yes, reading a book, and, you know.
Here, this book. I'm a
And
teacher.
I noticed, you know, she was studying actually.
Wow.
Insurance, and then she poured water over herself.
Jesus.
Yeah.
She intentionally did that.
No, you know, it was accident. It turned out to be accident because she didn't pass.
And the water also went on you.
No, it didn't.
It didn't?
Yes, but
Okay.
of course he said, oh, so it, you know,
Right.
because she was in the middle seat. I was on the aisle seat. There was another man on her side. So we both of us, you know, tried to say, oh, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Huh?
But
Gentleman.
then conversation started,
Mhm.
and it turned out, you know, that, you know, she was going to look at some universities for her daughter
Wow. Back
in UK.
in UK.
Yes, and then I said, you know, she gave me a list. I said, oh, okay, and I gave her a list of universities in their ranking.
On the plane.
Yes, on the plane. I
She,
said,
in your
she said,
education, yo.
we want to visit this year, and I said, no, visit in this order.
In this order, yeah.
Okay, and it sort of
She's like, who is this man?
right. And then when she went, she visited the universities in the order I had sort of suggested.
Okay.
Yes, and then came back, and we started, you know, communicating that way. And one thing leads to another. This was in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
During the COVID.
Just
Before.
no, before the COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know, and then
This is Jafric Radio.
Another.
Right.
And in 2021, you know, we became lovers.
Wow, sugoi.
Yeah.
It sounds like, you know, like a drama.
It is drama. Life can be drama.
Can we do this as a drama on Jafric series?
Well, it's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you
So
tell her
that-
that like, you know, I love you, or did you tell her that I want you to cook me a miso soup, or
No.
I want you to cook me fufu, or what?
No. It's I don't know. It just, you know, it just sort of, as I say, one thing led to another without saying anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Oh, that means
It's
Japan
others.
also change you,
Yes.
because you don't say cook breakfast for me, or you don't say I love you, but
Yeah,
in the
yes,
other
I
way.
cook. Yeah, because I cook also. I cook.
Oh, what food
She
did you
cooks.
cook?
Well, I cook, you know, all sorts of, you know, all sorts of things.
Sugoi. One day I have to visit you. Daddy, I have to visit you. Then you
Okay.
cook for me.
Yeah, sure. You can eat my meals. Yes.
Eee, ureshi.
Yeah.
Oh, Daddy, I'm so happy to talk to you again today. And we're so blessed to have you on our show. And we thank you for coming all the way from Fujisawa to Saitama to let our viewers and people enjoy the chat room. I would say thank you so much. I mean, we're just going to the end of our conversation, and you've already, you know, advised the youth. But do you have anything else? Any last words that you want to tell people, to the viewers or to the listeners, please?
Let's see. No, in general, I think, you know, I have been a very lucky person. You know, these years, and I'm rather grateful.
Amen.
Yes. So I'm now in Japan 40 years, and my life hasn't ended.
Yes.
So I'm still working. I want to be a poet. I'm writing a book.
A book. Yes, so you should write a book.
Yes, yeah, but not about my life. I'm researching a book
Okay.
with a researcher at Tokyo University
Mm-hmm.
on Japanese volunteers in Africa.
Oh.
Yeah, which will probably be ready next year. And I write poetry,
Okay.
and I came to, I was longlisted in England and Australia, and published in England and Australia and in Japan. I write haiku in English.
Haiku.
Yes. So all that keeps me busy.
I know, for
Right.
people who doesn't know haiku, haiku is a Japanese traditional words that they put
Poem,
together.
yes.
It's called go shichigo.
Yes, yes.
Ne?
So 5, 7,
5, 7, 5.
5, yes.
Go shichigo 5, 7, 5. So can you tell us one haiku?
Oh,
Your favorite haiku, please. To the camera, please.
No, I can't remember.
You can't remember.
Although it's
Oh.
mine, but
Wow.
Yeah.
But I really love.
But you can find me on online. The haiku.
Okay.
English Speaking Union Journal
Okay.
published my haiku.
Okay.
So so all those things, you can't say life has ended. Life will only end when you expire.
Okay.
When
Your
you
life.
die, yes. But as long as it hasn't ended,
Never give up.
Keep doing things.
Mm.
Yeah, and keep
Oh, wow.
have dreams. Continue having dreams.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Oh, so thank you so
That's,
much. Thank you so much,
That's what I should
Dr.
say,
Lewis.
yes.
Viewers and listeners, as Doctor was saying, until your life expires, keep having dreams and keep going on. If you pass on the left, it doesn't go to right, it doesn't go at the top, it doesn't go under, beyond, it doesn't go, change it, go to another one. Don't give up. Thank you so much, Dr. Lewis, for today. And looking forward to see you again in this studio. We're gonna have I'll call you. We're gonna think about some interesting program that we can do to educate we foreigners in Japan here, a bit for how to obey and also to stick to the Japanese society, their culture, their law, and so on, with
Thank
your
you.
experience.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So this is the end of the show, and thank you for tuning in. And hey, no, wait. I think we have some people, or we have a lot of people watching, but there is no, oh, okay, there is one lady called Iyanwu Louise Walker.
My daughter.
Your daughter, she says, great music, Dad. Jerusalem.
Right, okay.
Oh.
She's the one in London, the medical scientist.
Oh, hello, Louise. No.
Louise, yes.
Louisa, how are you? My name is Pop. Oh, thank you so much. You have a great dad, man. Thank you so much. Also, who else? Yeah, there's a lot of people watching us, but she said something. So, thank you, viewers and listeners. And I'm so grateful to God, man, to have Dr. Lewis in my studios today. And as I said, I've known this gentleman for 20 good years, but I didn't know that he was a doctor. And even I didn't know that he had something to do with Malcolm X. Just a few weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago or less.
I think, yes.
Oh my God, everything was so surprising. Thank you so much, Daddy. 本当に今日お時間作っていただいてありがとうございます。本当にありがとうございます。またぜひ来てください。ありがとうございます。それでは Thank you so much and stay blessed and don't give up to your dreams. Keep fighting. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Oh wow, thank you so much. There's a lot of people watching.
Ask black people in that country where I'm from, still our lives are not worth 2 cents. And the government has shown its inability, or either its unwillingness, to do whatever is necessary to protect life and property where the black American is concerned. So my contention is that whenever a people come to the conclusion that the government which they have supported proves itself unwilling or proves itself unable to protect our lives and protect our property because we have the wrong color skin. We are not human beings unless we ourselves band together and do whatever, however, whenever is necessary to see that our lives and our property is protected. And I doubt that any person in here would refuse to do the same thing were he in the same position, or I should say were he in the same condition. One step farther to see am I justified in this stand. And I say, I'm speaking as a black man from America, which is a racist society. No matter how much you hear it talk about democracy, it's as racist as South Africa, or as racist as Portugal, or as racist as any other racialist society on this earth. The only difference between it and South Africa preaches separation and practices separation. America preaches integration and practices segregation. This is the only difference. They don't practice what they preach. Whereas South Africa preaches and practices the same thing. I have more respect for a man who lets me know where he stands, even if he's wrong, than the one who comes up like an angel and is nothing but a devil. The system of government that America has consists of committees. There are 16 senatorial committees that govern the country and 20 congressional committees. 10 of the 16 senatorial committees are in the hands of Southern racialist senators who are racialists. 13 of the 20, this was before the last election. I think it's even more so now. 10 of the 16 committees, senatorial committees, are in the hands of senators who are Southern racialists. 13 of the 20 congressional committees were in the hands of Southern congressmen who are racialists, which means out of the 36 committees that govern the foreign and domestic direction of that government, 23 are in the hands of Southern racialists, men who in no way believe in the equality of man, and men who do anything within their power to see that the black man never gets to the same seat or to the same level that they are on. The reason that these men from that area have that type of power is because America has a seniority system. And these who have that seniority have been there longer than anyone else because the black people in the areas where they live can't vote. And it is only because the black man is deprived of his vote that puts these men in positions of power that gives them such influence in the government beyond their actual intellectual or political ability, or even beyond the number of people from the areas that they represent. So we can see in that country that no matter what the federal government professes to be doing, the power of the federal government lies in these committees, and any time a black man or any kind of legislation is proposed to benefit the black man or give the black man his just due, we find that it's locked up in these committees right here. And when they let something through the committee, usually it is so chopped up and fixed up that by the time it becomes law, it's a law that can't be enforced. Well, another example is the Supreme Court desegregation decision that was handed down in 1954. This is a law. And this law, they have not been able to implement this law in New York City or in Boston or in Cleveland or Chicago or the northern cities. And my contention is that any time you have a country, supposedly a democracy, supposedly the land of the free and the home of the brave, and it can't enforce laws, even in the northernmost cosmopolitan and progressive part of it, that will benefit a black man, if those laws can't be enforced or that law can't be enforced, how much heart do you think we will get when they pass some civil rights legislation which only involves more laws? If they can't enforce this law, they'll never enforce those laws. So my contention is that we are faced with a racialistic society, a society in which they are deceitful, deceptive, and the only way we can bring about a change is to talk the kind of language, speak the language that they understand. The racialist never understands a peaceful language. The racialist never understands the nonviolent language. The racialist, he's spoken his language to us for 400 years. We have been the victim of his brutality. We are the ones who face his dogs that tear the flesh from our limbs, only because we want to enforce the Supreme Court decision. We are the ones who have our skulls crushed, not by the Ku Klux Klan, but by policemen, only because we want to enforce what they call the Supreme Court decision. We are the ones upon whom water hoses are turned with pressure so hard that it rips the clothes from our back. Not men, but the clothes from the backs of women and children. You've seen it yourself. Only because we want to enforce what they call the law. Well, anytime you live in a society supposedly based upon law, and it doesn't enforce its own law because the color of a man's skin happens to be wrong, then I say those people are justified to resort to any means necessary to bring about justice where the government can't give them justice. I don't believe in any form of unjustified extremism, but I believe that when a man is exercising extremism, a human being is exercising extremism in defense of liberty for human beings, it's no vice. And when one is moderate in the pursuit of justice for human beings, I say he's a sinner. And I might add in my conclusion, in fact, America is one of the best examples when you read its history about extremism. Old Patrick Henry said liberty or death. That's extreme. Very extreme. I read once, passingly, about a man named Shakespeare. I only read about him passingly, but I remember one thing he wrote that kind of moved me. He put it in the mouth of Hamlet, I think it was, who said, to be or not to be. He was in doubt about something. Whether it was nobler in the mind of man to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, moderation, or to take up arms against the sea of troubles and by opposing, end them. And I go for that. If you take up arms, you'll end it. But if you sit around and wait for the one who's in power to make up his mind that he should end it, you'll be waiting a long time. And in my opinion, the young generation of whites, blacks, browns, whatever else there is, you're living at a time of extremism, a time of revolution, a time when there's got to be a change. People in power have misused it, and now there has to be a change, and a better world has to be built, and the only way it's going to be built